Can I respond to my husband's curse? Because I remember the last time it happened, I cursed him back.
Wait, okay, curse, like if
Yes,
it
he
curses you.
curses me.
First thing, why will your husband curse you?
And he's always fond of like, mom is a witch.
Okay, that kind of
Yes,
curse. Okay, okay.
so he didn't got me angry.
And then you
I
replied
replied though.
that.
I told him his mom gave birth to 10 children, they remain three. So who's the witch between them?
Okay, so you told him his own mom is
Yes.
also a witch.
Mm,
Uh, please, let me, I used to,
I am. But I discovered for like 3 weeks, he didn't come home.
ah,
Yes.
okay, so you already know the answer now.
I don't know the answer. Oh.
If,
He get an
no, not, don't worry about that. Let's work with what, he's not here. So I can't really judge what he thought or what he will be thinking. But the narrative is, if you curse your husband's back because he cursed you, he will take things, matters up like not come home. Maybe he actually wanted to go out of the house before. So he's going to hide under the fact that you cursed him. And he won't talk about it. He's the first one to curse. You just say you are cursing him, you are not respectful. And he'll, because of that, run away from the house. So you probably have to beg him to come back.
I did because I had to send him a lot of messages when he stopped
You see
picking
that?
my call.
You see that? So what was your gain?
I didn't gain anything. But what was his own gain too?
This the way I see this is before a man can get to the level of you, I'm talking of normal men. Because most time if I generalize it as men, are just like they are not giving. They can just from zero to cursing you straight up. But regularly there should be an argument, if I'm correct.
No.
So you just slept on your
Like
bed and
when
then
you
said
are
good morning, honey.
joking,
No, not
like it's like joking now.
who was
When we
joking.
are playing and it's like you'll be like Tomo Yaje.
Okay, that one is not a cause then.
It's
If
a
he's
cause,
saying,
so that thing used to piss me off.
then you should have said, okay, this thing you say pisses me off. I don't like you making jest out of that. Because I
That's
can
not
tell,
his
see
first
now,
time
for
though.
example, your head is looking like coconut head now. Did I just curse you?
That's not a cause
So if it
now.
was like jokingly, that's different. But now you said you mentioned that your mom has 10 children and only three are remaining. Who is the Ajay here? Who is the witcher? That means you now took it
And
serious.
jokingly
No,
too.
that can be jokingly. You already stated the obvious. How many children does his mom has?
They were 10 before, they
You
now
see that
remain
you
3.
mentioned the exact figure. So assuming you said Shebi, your mom has five, now that can be a joke. You can't use exact figures and exact scenarios to do make jokes, and then you think you won't react. You will. Then if somebody makes a joke to you and you don't really like it, you should tell them I don't like it, not to respond back with another jab, because two wrongs will never make it right. You see, and that's what really adds salt to the injury of marriage, because marriage is stressful on its own. When you start making jabs like that, and I don't know why you should make that kind of jab as well. If you want to make jokes, there are like 1 billion jokes in the world you can make.
Exactly.
Not
Not
your mom
telling
is
me
a
my mom
witch.
is a witch.
Yeah, that's out of it. That's not reasonable. And then you can imagine you have a childish man who is unreasonable, and the wife who is supposed to really know that it's also reasonable added another fuel to it, and then we have two unreasonable married people who claim marriage is bad. Marriage is not bad. The people, the personnel in it are the people that don't know what they are doing. And this case that we just mentioned, this your case that we just mentioned is one of it. Normally, you don't abuse back your husband, even if he's abusive, and I mean with words, because it's going to the what you're of is what you will create more chaos on. That's just the simple truth. You should try your best to control your own emotions, control your energy. And at the end of the day, if somebody's abusive to me and I don't
But
like it, I'll
seriously, I've
leave.
been controlling my emotions since.
There is
That
no
was not his
limit.
first time,
Wait, there's
not
no.
second.
Yes, I agree, but there's no limit to how far you can control yourself. Just think about it now. Let's say there's a poison here and they put it on a glass cup, and then you are thirsty. But every time you say, oh, this is a poison, but there's no water, you are controlling it. And one day you say, oh, I'm overly thirsty, Joe. We used to go.
Oh no.
That's how life is. There's no way you get tired of doing good. There's no time you get weary of implementing what is good. So the fact that he said, oh, I had been holding it, that means you are not telling him. Or if you told him that you didn't like it, maybe he's not listening. Then you should have reported to higher authorities. Maybe tell the mother something like, "Mom,
The
you're
mom will support him.
yeah," but at least you would say it. So when crisis happen, they will know you have mentioned it. You know what I mean? So the scenarios like that. And if you have pastors in churches, I told your pastor, my pastor, I don't know, this might not be a big deal, but look at what my husband usually say, and I don't like it, even if it's a joke. because you can't take laws into your hands as well. The man is not doing well. You cannot add another not doing well to his own not doing well. You will bring nothing out of it. So you have to resolve. Look at what I'm saying in marriage. When there are issues in marriage, resolve. Not create chaos and create your own angle of I want to be fulfilled. Because when you abuse him back or chastise him back, you're going to feel relieved. Like, oh, I gave him back his own piece of coin. But that doesn't solve it. You are just repaying evil with evil. It doesn't now change evil. But for you to consciously change evil in marriage, you have to be able to stomach whatever has been passed to you and look for a valid solution. That way, your marriage will be perfect. And I'm saying perfect. Because with time, you will probably cover all the issues in that marriage. You will live long enough to cover the issues. Or maybe we have issues with the child, we have issues with the school, we have issues with the house we're reading, living in, we have issues with finance. If you continually to look for solutions instead of looking for jabs, you will get the solution and that will end it. So don't curse your husband back. Never, ever, ever. Because once you start speaking back to him, he's going to term it as the fact that you are not respecting him more. Yes, most men say that just because you talk back. A man doesn't want to. You see, when you talk back, you don't give authority. Let's be frank. When you speak to your dad, apart from normal conversations, let's say if your dad is telling you, "Why did you do this?" Do you talk back to him? That's the point. We know these things, but it's just like we don't want to do it. The man is not really asking for a big deal. Don't talk back to your man. Don't explain when he's angry. Listen, biblically, your husband has more weight than your father over you. The Bible was clear. If you are a baby, he has weight. As soon as you are married, it's your husband that is the ultimate. Your father is like zero. Because fathers are what? What is father? Your father cannot sleep with you because you say he gave birth to you. Children are from God. So your father didn't really give birth to you. But husbands are from who? You choose that one and God rubber stamps it. That's the only choice you make. Did you choose your father?
No.
Exactly. But you choose your husband. And every rubber stamps is that this is your Lord at this point forward. But we don't know the value. You know, most of us are like, we are just Christians. They preach about holiness, giving, seed, offering. You know, we do all these things. But nobody really, really teaches marriages to people who want to get married. They will create a 6-week program for marriages that everybody's just strolling and playing to. Nobody really. And there are loads of things to cover in marriage. If you really want to teach marriage, you should teach about 1 year, back to back to back. But nobody's going to teach that in church because we have other things to do. So at the end of the day, everybody's getting married and they know nothing about marriage. Only things they see on social media and few things they hear here and there. The real genuine thing nobody knows. And that's why I'm here screaming this thing. Because let everybody understand what they get themselves into. It's not the feferism and celebrations. That's not it alone. You can borrow money in the bank and you can save some money and be wedded. But that's not wedding. Wedding is your ability to live together without causing chaos in the community. Because at the end of the day, most of people who are divorcing now, their children will turn out bad. Because a child who doesn't have the fatherly love and motherly love together in a place, it's not going to be the same thing. It's like boiling egg that is not well boiled. The taste will be different. The look will be different. And that's what most families are doing now. So you are really impacting the community. That kind of girl who lived with her mother all her life, the mother will never speak anything good about the father. So she thinks men are evil. And then you shell that into another community, and then it become what? Then she becomes what? Against all the men. And then if it was a man too, the mother is going to say this, the father is going to say this. And so we are creating enemies of the world, enemies of humanity, instead of trying to modify friends. That's why some people can be anything they want if they have love. The right balanced love is when you have father, mother staying together to train the children. That's balanced. Even for we know that when we're in love, we enjoy it more. But when there's no love to enjoy, we just say, all men has come, all women has come. But if you have the right balance of love, you know that's the best place to be on earth. If you really love a woman and she loves you too, without all this corner of maybe cheating on you or giving you a dick, you are going to I enjoy it. Because that's the way God wants it. That's the token of love that God can show to us. Because there's no other thing that can make you as happy as when you're in love. And that's absolutely true. What's money? For people who don't have money, they think money is the ultimate. It's not. But I don't curse back your husband. Just let him be. Let him be a child that doesn't know what he's doing when he's behaving blah, 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 like that. Just look at him and consciously resolve it. Maybe you tell him some things like, please, I don't like this course. If you even go straight, by the time you humbly tell him those things over and over, not immediately when he's ranting, no. Like you see, it will change and things will get better. That's the only prayer we can pray. Because we don't want families to continue to break. And if you're not ready to play by the rule of marriage, don't marry. Simple.